The narcissist clings to a singular unspoken truth, a truth so corrosive, so damning, that it must be buried beneath layers of deception. Beneath the grandiosity, beneath the calculated charm, beneath the relentless need for admiration, lies an abyss of self-loathing. This is the secret that must never be exposed. Should the world glimpse it, the illusion shatters, and with it, the narcissist's tenuous grip on power. To exist, the narcissist must divide. A schism forms, the true self and the fabricated self. The true self is banished, exiled to the subconscious, a festering wound of unworthiness and shame. It is fragile, immature, malformed, a grotesque reflection they cannot bear to acknowledge. So they dissociate, they suppress, they run, and in its place the false self rises, magnetic, alluring, omnipotent, a construction of everything they wish to be, everything they need others to believe. But this persona is not just a lie, it is an act of war against the self. First, they deceive themselves, then they deceive you. At the core of this labyrinthine deception lies the most paradoxical of truths, self-hatred. It is not a mere shadow lurking at the edges of their psyche, it is the foundation of their existence. The narcissist does not love the self. The narcissist does not even accept the self. The narcissist is at war with the self, and yet, to the outside world, they radiate a sense of absolute self-assurance, an unwavering obsession with their own importance. This dissonance is jarring. How can one so consumed by self-adoration be equally consumed by self-hatred? This is the riddle that confounds, the contradiction that ensnares. Dependency breeds disgust. The narcissist, though cloaked in superiority, is nothing without external validation. A parasitic existence, a hungry void, feeding on the admiration of others, and yet in needing you they despise you. You are both the source of their survival and the embodiment of their shame. The grandiose illusion cannot reconcile with the desperate reality. So they lash out, they punish, they destroy. Picture the towering image of dominance, the untouchable figure who seems to command the room. Now watch as that same figure unravels at the mere suggestion of abandonment. Observe the one who exudes entitlement, the one who devalues and belittles, now scrambling to breadcrumb, to hoover, to lure back those who dared to leave. This internal contradiction is intolerable. The narcissist cannot bear to see the gap between who they claim to be and who they truly are. And so they cast the burden onto you. You become the enemy, the one to blame. If you had stayed, they wouldn't need to destroy you. This self-hatred is a contagion, seeping into every interaction, every relationship, every pursuit. The betrayals, the mind games, the relentless sabotage. It is all the symptom of the same sickness. The narcissist does not merely destroy others. The narcissist is locked in a cycle of self-destruction. When they degrade, manipulate, and diminish you, they are, in reality, waging war against themselves. You are the mirror in which they see their own unbearable truth reflected. And for that, you must be shattered. And now it all becomes devastatingly clear. There was never love. Not for you. Not for anyone. You were an object, a function, a fleeting salve for a wound that never heals. The warmth, the passion, the devotion. It was never about you. It was about them, about filling the void, about proving, to themselves, to the world, that they were worthy. But no amount of admiration can soothe the deep, gnawing sickness within. Eventually the illusion cracks, the monster emerges, and you, the once adored, become the scapegoat. In their fractured reality, you are the reason for their suffering. They were perfect, until you showed them otherwise, until you failed to be the impossible fantasy they needed you to be. So you cannot take their hatred as truth. The contempt hurled your way is nothing more than a projection of their own internal torment. The father who called his child a failure was running from his own failures. The partner who blamed you for their misery was drowning in their own self-inflicted despair. The narcissist ascends ladders of power, accumulates wealth, collects status symbols, not for fulfillment, but for escape, for distraction, for proof that they are something other than what they secretly fear themselves to be. And that is the ultimate secret, not the charm, not the control, not even the lies, but the unbearable truth that they cannot love themselves, that they cannot sit with themselves, that they are shackled to an existence of relentless running. And if they stopped, even for a moment, they would collapse under the weight of their own loathing. Understanding this is liberation. Their hatred was never yours to carry. Their rage, their manipulation, their desperate need to break you, it was all about them. Let them keep their secret. You are free.